situation report. At 0835 hours on May the 11th, a local resident, Mrs. S. Williams, reported to the Hillborough police station that her two teenage sons, Brian 14 and Trevor 17, had not returned from a bush trip. They left home at approximately 0945 hours on May the 10th, saying they intended looking for gemstones in the vicinity of Mount Green, a rugged bush area about 10 kilometres from their home. Both were wearing heavy, bulky knit pullovers, woolen shirts, denim trousers and strong boots. They were travelling light, with a knapsack and geology pick. Trevor had a clasp knife. Their food consisted of 2 picnic lunches, and they took water in an army disposal water bottle. Mrs. Williams said the boys had been on bushwalks previously, but never for this length of time.
It was Brian she was worried about. He was a diabetic and did not have his insulin with him. The report was received by Police Search and Rescue at 0855 hours, and Search Controller makes an immediate decision to send out an air search from the local Aero Club.
Police Search and Rescue here, Inspector Howard speaking. Could you give us assistance with the search around the Mount Green area? I have a couple of lads lost out there. Have you got your map? Oh, good. I'd like you to do a search over an area of approximately 20 square kilometres on the north side of Mount Green.
We'll do an extensive sweep of the area and let you know if we have a result.
With the aircraft is a police officer as observer who'll report on the police frequency. At Search Headquarters, the Search Controller has appointed his Field Controller and instructs him to send in a ground party immediately to reconnoitre the area and report back by radio. 4 policemen of the Search and Rescue Squad, or 4 experienced bushmen, now report to the Search and Rescue section as soon as possible after the call. Essentials for each man are a sleeping bag, a lightweight 3-man tent, field rations and a small stove, 1 half-axe or machete, and full wet weather gear. The radio operator's personal equipment will be distributed among the other 3. The transceiver is a VHF of the portable type, ranging between 1 and 25 watts, depending on the terrain. The party uses a specially designed vehicle equipped to handle most search and rescue situations. The squad also takes a caravan, which will be their field base, and a guide to any other search groups coming to the field rendezvous. At Search Headquarters, the Search Controller alerts groups which might be needed in case of a full-scale search. The liaison officer of the local bushwalking club. The local controller of Civil Defence and Emergency Services to set up a field headquarters, a welfare organisation to provide food. The local army depot, council or bus company to provide transport. As the area has no water, a water tanker is requested from the Rural Fires Board. National Grid 1 to 100,000 metric scale maps of Derwent Sheet 8312 from the Department of Lands and Surveys. St John Ambulance to handle any immediate first aid problems. The Police Public Relations Office to liaise with press, radio and television.
This is Tango Sierra Romeo. The country in the Green Mountain area looks pretty brutal and the weather's closing in from the south. I can't see any sign of life at all. Over.
No sign of life. Right, okay, thank you. Yeah.
Meanwhile, in an adjacent room, the controller's deputy briefs the various group liaison officers.
If this becomes a full-scale search, all groups will rendezvous at the 18-kilometre main road turn-off on the Broadmarsh Road at grid reference 198722. 9 kilometres along the Broadmarsh Road is the Mount Green turn-off. Somewhere along this road we will set our field headquarters.
The field controller decides to use 21 bushwalkers in 3 parties of 7. So the briefing goes on, with every detail being thrashed out at length.
Search party to base. We're at grid reference EN 105738. We've made a quick search, but there's no sign of the lads. The weather's holding at the moment, but it's getting murky. We recommend a full-scale search. Over.
At the rendezvous point, the field controller marshals his group. From now on, all decisions in the field will be his responsibility. The welfare group has prepared enough food kept in hot boxes for 55 men. Should the search extend over any period, the welfare organisation has a backup group ready to keep the meals coming forward. Meanwhile, field headquarters is taking shape. The bushwalking party now divides into 3 parties of 7 walkers, which are given the designations Alpha, Bravo and Charlie. The field controller gives the elected leaders of each party the grid areas they're to search, the radio sched and frequency to be used. Portable radio transceivers are issued to each group leader and individuals' names are recorded before the parties depart. And so a well-organised bush search begins.